Hi, I'm Jim Wessler. I am the regional leader for New England for the Alzheimer Association and also the executive director for the Massachusetts New Hampshire chapter. And I'm just wanted to talk to you briefly about what we've been up to at the Alzheimer Association. But first, I just want to say thank you, all our volunteers who have been so active on the Walk to End Alzheimer's. Such crazy times that we're living through, and we so appreciate all of your volunteering and your fundraising and everything you've done to advance our cause. I want you to know, if you don't already, that in March of this year, we actually did close our offices nationwide for the safety of not only our staff, but of our constituents and volunteers like you. And we immediately pivoted, very proud of what we did in New England. We really all worked together, volunteers and staff, to make sure that all of our core programs and services were available online and in some cases by telephone for those who perhaps had internet connectivity challenges and problems. So we have educational programs and support groups that we made available. We created a special COVID website, sort of a subsite available, which had information around how do you manage Alzheimer's in the era of the coronavirus. We had a number of materials that we translated into Spanish as well. And we actually delivered our programs regionally. So we were able to reach families, whether they lived in the city of Boston or Hartford, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, or in rural parts of New Hampshire, Vermont, or Maine. We were there 24/7 to provide support to everybody grappling with Alzheimer's disease. We also have been very active on the public policy front, both nationwide as well as in local states, working on issues around trying to do everything we can to ensure quality of care in nursing homes and assisted living, transparency, in fact, about how COVID is impacting those communities so that so that family members understand the safety and of their family members and the extent of the impact of COVID-19. And on the research front, I want you to know that Alzheimer's Association has really not missed a beat, and we are doing everything we can to advance the science. I think you know that we're the largest private nonprofit funder of Alzheimer's and dementia science in the world. We have well over $200 million right now that is being used by scientists in dozens and dozens of countries across the globe, of course, here in the United States as well. And this summer, our International Research Conference was put on virtually again, and we had over 30,000 scientists from well over 150 nations that participated in that, really hopefully giving you a sense of the international commitment, the scope and scale of our movement and the commitment of the scientific community to find advances in the science. There are a number of disease-modifying drugs at various points in the pipeline. One medication, and we don't know the results of this, but Biogen, which is here in New England, has submitted an application to the FDA for approval of what, if approved, what would in fact be the first disease-modifying drug that hopefully would be on the market in the coming years. So a lot of excitement and progress, even in these very difficult times. We know that families are struggling, whether they have a loved one in long-term care facility, whether they are trying to cope with caregiving at home and some of the what might have been traditional support, whether it's from community services or family members, either disappear or greatly reduce. And so the Alzheimer's Association, with all of the things I have been talking about, is doing everything we can to support families who are today grappling with Alzheimer's disease and in the future to ultimately achieve our vision of a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia. So I want to close and say thank you. The money that you have been raising and are continuing to raise through the Walk to End Alzheimer's supports all of the activities that I just mentioned to you ever so briefly, helping us to sustain our momentum. And your participation, even in this year of Walk is Everywhere in your local communities, has been part of extending and expanding the movement we have here at the Alzheimer's Association. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And we look forward to seeing you next year for the Walk to End Alzheimer's, hopefully all together, but we'll be working no matter what until we achieve a cure and that vision of a world without Alzheimer's and all other dementia. Have a good night. Thanks.